Jake would rather pretend to be dead than not throw himself a funeral, and he even tricked his friends and family into coming to cry for him. Once everyone believed he was really gone, he'd suddenly announce to the world that he'd come back to life, using this trick to get the whole country's attention. He used to be a huge star, but for all kinds of reasons, he slowly faded into obscurity. To get his career back on top, he came up with this come back from the dead plan to trick people into noticing him again. Before the plan started, his assistant gave him a shot of anesthetic. This would make the whole thing look more real. After the funeral, the assistant would dig him out of the grave personally. To keep him from being bored underground, the assistant also put a phone in his pocket, which made it easy for them to stay in touch. Sure enough, a ton of people showed up to the funeral. Friends, family, colleagues from the industry, even upper-class people in society. Everyone felt bad for this young, in his prime actor. The news hit them so suddenly that people came to see him off on their own. But no one could have guessed this funeral was a total scam. During the dinner, they played movies Jake had starred in on the big screen. Everyone watched in silence, their hearts full of sympathy. But no one knew Jake was having the time of his life right then. His coffin even had a starry ceiling, and he could eat snacks while watching the live stream of his own funeral. To check if his plan worked, he searched online on purpose, and sure enough, everything went just like he'd hoped. Besides the people at the funeral, lots of stars also posted tribute videos on social media. It seemed his death had caused a pretty big stir. Jake happily pulled a bottle of vodka from behind his back and turned on music to celebrate. This funeral wouldn't just make him famous again, it would also get him tens of millions of dollars in gift money. Talk about killing two birds with one stone. He got so excited that he even started dancing. Soon it was night, and most of the guests had left. It was time for Jake to carry out the second part of his plan. His manager sent him a video, saying he was on his way to the cemetery. But right then, disaster struck. The only person who knew about his plan, his manager, got into a car crash and died on the way. Jake never would have thought his comeback from the dead plan would turn into being buried alive.